Let's talk about it. Part 2 interview with Sabrina Newby on emotional intelligence.
For me, in my background, this is when you met me. That's my first year of really getting involved in politics. But my background, I have a bit of a hard background. I've had a guy turned against me and got me arrested. I've actually been homeless, and I've had a really rough background. I said, come hell or high water, I'm going to try to pull my life together and make it. And that's how, fortunately, I met you, But for others that are out there who have that rough background, that are from the wrong side of the tracks, and life just did not give them the opportunity and stuff like that, When you see a female like that, what is the one advice that you would like to give to them, to motivate them, to keep them pushing stuff, so that we could grab those females and let them know that it's okay, no matter what background you have or where you come from, especially our black females who are just trying to make it. One single advice that you give.
So let me say this, being from the wrong side of the tracks is a social construct, so that does not exist. And the reason I say that is because I am considered from the wrong side of the tracks.
Oh.
I grew up in Louisiana. I grew up very poor. I was supposed to not have been anything. So, listening to your story, it really touched me, because I grew up, and then I'm going to answer your question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to let you know exactly what you're destined for, versus what you're birthed into. When I was in school, I grew up very poor, and every day, the children bullied me. I was a high achiever. In some instances, I was the only black child that was in an advanced class. So I had the white kids picked on me, and this is all because I was poor. And it got so bad that when I got in high school, and I graduated young, I just need people to understand this. I graduated when I was 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So the story is, I went to my mom and I said, can you please send me away? And she was like, where were we going to go? Where was I going to go? Where was I going to go? So my sister, who, may she rest in peace, she and I were very close. I went to her and I just bawled my eyes out. I just cried and cried. I sat on the floor. I cried. I said, I can't take it anymore. At the time, the ideology of harm and self-harm was not something that was fathomable. However, it was something that, you kind of like considered, because it is pressure. So my sister, who sat down and she listened to me, and she asked me specifically, had I ever heard of the story called The Ugly Duckling? And when I speak to women, I share this story with them, and I say, yeah. And at the time, I didn't get it because I was a young girl, only 14, and she was like, once you realize that you are the ugly duckling, you're going to be a bad woman. I was 14 at the time. When I got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, little did I know, I was understanding that I was the ugly duckling that was just about to blossom. And I went to my mother and I asked my mother, I said, can I go to get a GED? And my mama said, yeah, you can do that. You can go get a GED. I went to school for 2 months. This is how I graduated at the age of 15, because I was in advanced class. Okay, once I graduated, I had to wait until I was 16 in order for me to get my certificate. Years, I was afraid to tell people that story, because I felt like people were down on me still. I was still carrying that, that weight of what I was born into. And I'm the first of my family to graduate from college. I will soon be Dr. Newby this year. And at the end of the day, I went on and I've achieved so many goals that most people only dream of. So what I do know is that being on the wrong side of the tracks is such a social construct that we place on ourselves if we continue to believe that what we're born into is what we're destined for. So what I say to those women who feel like they're the black sheep, or they were born on the wrong side of the tracks, or, you know, that this is, you know, what about me? Well, what about you? It's basically what you do with it. And I believe that we meet people intentionally. I think God placed people in our path for growth and for where we're purposed to go, which I always talk about. And I met you. You know, for that reason, I don't believe in circumstance. I don't believe in happenstance. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe you and I were destined to connect. So what I say to you is continue to see yourself as you want to be, and you will get there. You will get there. It's not something that you should be limiting yourself with. Just because people see you or think that something is real, you don't have to make it real for yourself. And that is what I do.
Thank you so much. That is such a powerful message, and that says exactly what I wanted, because there's so many females I've met throughout my life. I've tried to encourage them to do things, register to vote and stuff, and that is their biggest qualm of feeling like they're the ugly duckling and not realizing that the ugly duckling is the beautiful swan.
Yeah.